Top of the morning to you, SnoozCast. This
Coming
is your
at
host,
you live.
coming at you from Dallas, Texas. Super duper Scott Irish.
When your homie has
Area.
one shot of proper 12.
Yeah. Oh god, dude, they got some. Why is my level so fucking high?
My level
beep,
is
beep,
so
beep.
high.
Beep 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 beep.
I don't know.
Sorry guys, dude. Like when I talk, it's funny when I do my tests. It's always like at the normal volume. Like it's hitting a certain mark where it's fine.
It's probably because you like sit up a little bit closer.
I guess I can't stop moving. Can't stop, won't stop. So that's why I look it over there. Anyways, welcome to the SnoozCast, episode 45. We have a lot to dig into. Gotta give a quick shout out to Nathan for being ready because I told him that. Oh, Jesus. I told him that he can kind of relax this week, and I'm going to be doing another episode with a friend of mine, or a episode with a friend of mine, and, you know, plans, we have to make some adjustments, but that's totally okay because yeah, we're adults and stuff happens.
Live busy lives.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone does.
And also, other party had plans that they just,
Forgot about,
which happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
I forget. Now, actually, speaking of remembering, something that's improved my general kind of mental state throughout like the day is every morning before work I've been like I'll get there like 5 minutes early and I'll be in my car and I have gone on my phone and basically make a reminder list of stuff that I need to do. And I know that to some people that sounds like some really basic shit, but for someone like me that just tries to like kind of just remember everything, which a lot of stuff I can't remember. Like I have a very good memory, like especially long term. Like I remember a lot of things from when I was like 3. Like I remember a lot. But like little things, like things that kind of keep things
day to
together
day
and organized.
Yeah.
That's where I struggle. Like short-term stuff is where I have a hard time. So I have basically have formed the habit of making a list of things to do every day.
Yeah.
And it's nothing extravagant, like literally today it was just like run dishwasher and make a couple notes for the podcast. That's it. Those were my notes for the day, and everything else I was like, we're going to chill out on. And then the next day I'll think of like 2-3 things to do, and it kind of, has been pretty nice so far.
Yeah, I do something similar. I actually have 2 lists because I'm so bad at these things. I have to have 2 lists to remind myself. So I have one list that determines like my daily stuff, and I never erase it. It's stuff like, it's just like daily reminders, like get some exercise, eat 3 meals a day, brush your teeth, take a shower, do all the normal daily things before I go and get my day going. Right? So I'll always look at that thing first and be like, okay, well, what did I miss? Right? Before starting my day. And then I have a second task list, which is all the tasks that I need to get done for the day. It's a very similar. And then I'll erase, and those ones are the ones that I actually changed. And I'll erase those and then I'll make new ones at the end of the day for tomorrow. And then the cycle continues.
Nice.
But I don't think we ever had to worry about stuff like this when we were, younger, because we didn't have much to worry about. But now we have like to keep track of so much.
Well, right. A lot of it was really scheduled and kind of just done for us. Like you get to class and everything's
it's all school
by the teacher.
Yeah.
And you get there and like maybe you forget something, but then like in class, like something is gonna remind you of the thing you forgot about.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just like there's too many things that would remind you of what you would have forgotten about that like it just becomes a non-factor.
Like I never used the fucking planner that they gave us. Never. Ever.
I mean, nah.
Pointless.
Like I mean, I wasn't a very good student, really. I was like, I basically, like, I did enough to just not be bothered by, like, I guess my parents, pretty much. And they weren't really super hard on. They weren't really hard on me at all, but like they could have been. And But yeah, I was just kind of like, I just really don't want to be bothered, so I'm just gonna kind of pass. But like,
You
I
have 42
definitely,
missing assignments. I don't know where
dude,
they went.
I used to have this note on all my sheets in second grade that would just say "refuse to do work."
uh,
I remember like she would just mark all of them, and I'd be like, wow. And I'm like trying to remember, but
I got
my
a good
dad
number of
showed
in-house
up.
detentions.
Dude, my dad showed up one time, and like we opened my desk and like saw all these like refuse to do work. Oh my god, I was so scared. I was like, fuck, because he gave me like the look. He like was going through it, and he like fucking gave me this look. And if my brother ever listens to these, he knows. It means it's the look of you getting your ass beat later.
My parents would get on me if I wasn't performing in school, but that didn't stop me from being a bad student.
Well, really, I just had like horrendous, you know, attention span. Like I would literally get
Yeah.
up to walk around, and like I remember in my little notes for because eventually I got on to like one of those plans where what do they call them? Like basically they allowed me an extra class to just
Oh,
literally
the
do homework.
Yeah, to do the homework. Oh, I forget what those are called. Damn, I
Yeah.
remember so many people taking those because they wanted like an open period or something like that.
Well,
No, they wouldn't take it.
well,
It
the
wasn't called open period. It actually had a
well,
name though.
well, mine was like it had to be like assigned to you. Like you couldn't really like
Oh,
request it. Like it like it was something that like kind of followed me from like fourth, probably it's actually probably second grade because that's the first grade where I was like what I recall like having those issues of like getting up and like because I literally like just get up in the middle of class
oh,
and
I
like go
see. I see what you're talking
and like
about
go
now.
sharpen my
Yeah, yeah.
pencil, but like really the point of me getting up was like just to get up and walk around because I was so bored.
Mm.
Like daydream and draw, and like I couldn't fucking give two shits about doing my goddamn ABCs or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
second grade was. Like, what was second grade? Cursive, some
Um,
more math, I guess.
I couldn't tell you. My
Um,
memory isn't that good. I thought cursive was
I was
third grade.
no, you're right. Actually, no, you're right because my teacher, I remember getting. I was actually really good at cursive, and also I did it really fast. Like I was fucking top notch cursive person.
Because like
Um,
you learn what is it? I think you get into like multiplication tables and stuff like that in fourth grade.
yeah, I think. Like, and we're just assuming basically the baseline because obviously when if you're like super smart, then
It's
like
probably changed since we went through the system because we went through the system at a really bad time. Like
yeah, a really weird time. Especially well,
really
like
weird.
a time where like education reform was like very
It was needed. It
prominent.
was really needed, but then they started experimenting. We were like the experimental
Dude, we're
kids.
guinea pigs as fuck. Holy shit.
Basically. Well, like I didn't really. I mean, I knew from when I was in junior high and high school that I didn't really want to bother with all the work. I was one of two people. I would either like be really good and like do the homework in class and be done with it, or I would just talk to friends all class and not care.
Dude, it's like
No in between.
I remember in the beginning of the year, I would be so well, not so, but like I would be kind of a little excited to just do something because the summer sometimes there's days that get a little monotonous and you're like I
Yeah.
want something to do and like so I always remember the first couple weeks of school we're getting like new work and new stuff. I remember being like you know I'll give it a shot, but then like literally the following day of that thought I'd be like fuck, why am I doing this? Like I'm just gonna talk to my friends. Like I would just give up so quick.
Yeah, basically.
I would just be like, I would do it, and then, but anything I could get away with, like, I would try to, make friends with, like, well, which I did successfully, would make friends that would, oh shit, help me. My mic disappeared.
Yeah.
I mean, in my senior year though, I did want to take it upon myself a little bit to be like,
Get out of the comfort zone on that.
Let's not exactly copy. Because I had a good friend. His name was Mitch, and he was always super hesitant to help me because he just knew I wanted to like just copy him. So I kind of he basically made me just kind of go like, hey, I guess I'm gonna just learn. You're just gonna have to teach me now, because I literally wouldn't pay attention in math. I would just I would not pay attention because I hate math. I cannot stand it. I'm very good at like, I guess the algebra aspect, like very quick, very like, especially like out and about, like grocery shopping. Like I'm pretty good actually. Like if I set myself a budget, like let's say I had to go right now to get some groceries and my limit is $25 or whatever, every single time either am 25 on the dot or below by like $1 or so. Like I literally am fucking on the money. Otherwise, when like like the other things like geometry that I'm never going to be bothered to use, or other kind of more advanced kind of
mathematics
forms of algebra or whatever. Me personally, I have no use for them. So
I got through geometry just lit off my head every single time, and I think if I remember correctly, I aced that class. It was the first period of the day, and I would be lit. I'd be out of my mind lit, and still ace the class. Is it for some classes? Some classes, I think the main thing with when we were in high school and stuff like that, the main thing to focus on was the SAT and the ACT, because those actually impacted your life, right? Because colleges look at those things, right? Your GPA and your grades are secondary.
I have no idea what they are.
I didn't take the ACT. I got a decent enough score on the SAT to not have to worry about the ACT. I saw the ACT more as like, a second chance, right? If your ACT looks better than your SAT, then that's great. If your SAT looks better than your ACT...
Wait, is the ACT just a retake, basically?
Kind of. But it's on a different scoring scale. So it's
weird.
It kind of weighs things a little bit differently, too. So it's actually... They recommend you take both.
We're going to find out on the ACT.
They recommend you take both, so that way... It's basic, like you treat it like a retake, right? So if you don't do well on the SAT, you can take the ACT and do better on that one, and then you can still have a shot in college, right?
Can you imagine like you do sort of good on the SAT, but you fucking shit your pants on the ACT?
Well, I think that's where you just write off the ACT.
What do we do?
You would just write off the ACT as a waste of time and just stick with use your SAT score.
What a weird like flexible kind of
weird system. I was like, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm just going to do the SAT and just be done with it.
If you need it to, it could become an important thing to point to. But also, if you fuck it up, you could also treat it like trash. You're like, it's ACT. Who gives a shit?
And the funny thing is that the SAT doesn't test for like actual like intelligence or like skill, right? What it tests for is it tests for how good are you at taking tests. Like if you understand how to take tests and how tests are written, right, and sort of how to maneuver, you could score a great score, right? So one of the things with the SAT was that the score was weighted based on how many questions you answered. So if you only answered all the questions you knew, you'd do pretty good. Right? Yeah. You'd obviously miss a couple because your dummy brain, right? But you would actually score a really good score. But you would actually get scored based on how many you answered. So if you didn't know the question, you wouldn't answer it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that was one way to boost your score.
Yeah. Anyway, gonna hop into some news. I don't know. I feel like a consistent theme as for each of the last couple episodes I've noticed is we've been chatting a little bit about high school, which is very fun.
I think I've just been feeling more nostalgic lately because like I think part of it is that now that I'm actually on a decent sleep schedule and I get like 8 hours of sleep, I have all these memories flooding my head and I'm just like, damn.
You're like,
wow.
That's so crazy.
Those were some really cool times.
Or I made myself throw up one time because I was at a party and I was going through I was only drinking
Apple juice.
and other things. Well, drinking alcohol isn't illegal. Doing other things, if you know what I'm saying, is. And I remember being in a certain state of mind where I was like, wow, I'm just like remembering a lot of random things. And like my brain felt like it was, you know, those old school DVDs where you can flip through the menus and it goes to like another.
Oh my god,
very,
yeah.
Like especially with superhero movies, like it was very like
Dramatic.
It looked at
The
it had a very
transition sequences,
certain,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it had a very. So I remember in my head seeing something similar and like just switching between them, and then I was so. I kept doing it, and I kept like I sped it up in my head, and was like but I was like perfectly still, but in my head it was just going 100 miles an hour, and eventually I just grabbed this bag. I go like grab, and then I just opened because my brain was like stop.
You made yourself motion sick.
Yeah, I did. I was just sitting there like.
You were fucking so blitzed off your mind, you made yourself sick.
Dude, I fucking yacked. So it was hilarious. I tried to make a TV move once. Yeah, the same. That was no, it was a different occasion. Same place though. But I was sitting. Everyone got up to go get snacks, and I'm like sitting there. And you know how when you're so out of your mind sometimes, you're like just behind like time.
Yes, yeah,
like,
I'm very, yeah, I know what you mean.
Like literally,
it feels like the whole world slows down.
Like legit, they probably were only gone like 2 minutes, but in my head it felt like 15.
Yeah,
that I've been sitting there, and I just am like looking at the TV. I'm kind of like I probably have like this fucking Lenny from Of Mice and Men face. I was kind of like, and then I like look up a little bit. At the TV.
Oh
just
god.
Like, I was like trying to make it move. I was trying to make it move with my mind.
I remember being being so blitzed one time. We used to go.
So
I used to go out off campus, right, and get blitzed and then come back. And I came back to PE one day.
I know.
And I was so out of my mind that like the world was so all over the place that I legit couldn't participate in PE. So I just fucking sat at the corner and just
I remember you like showed up late and you just went over to Mr. Kalaikai and just fucking sat down. You literally went over to him, gave him like I think you just said like, yeah, I'm here or something. And then, because me and Ryder see you walk in, and then you just go sit down.
just tell yo, dude, I'm blitzed, and then just like go sit down in the corner.
Oh my God, he like literally just sits down, and then like me and Ryder like wait before we approach him because Ryder tells me like, oh yeah, Nathan's not feeling good. And I go like, what? That's so weird because at this point to me, I was just like totally foreign to everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, wow, like
wow,
shit,
is that what it looks like? He looks
hilarious.
horrible.
Those commercials were right.
Meanwhile, I'm just like on the inside of the.
Dude, we like walk up to you though, and you're like sitting there, like, "Hey,
what's up, dude?"
Like, what up? Oh my God.
Yeah, that was fucking wild,
dude. Fun times. So I'm gonna get into some news now.
Yes.
I thought this is like a fake out basically. And I'm still gonna talk about this next week as well because my friend. She has some thoughts on it. But Amber Heard of the Aquaman movies and stuff, I thought she was fired. So I was kind of making a couple little notes like, ah, shit, like, this is fucking awesome. Like, because are you aware of Amber Heard?
Yeah, I'm aware of the incident and why the internet hates her. I thought the rumor was that she got fired too, but I guess by the sound of it, no.
Dude, bamboozled, yeah, because
just a rumor.
My friend messages me, and let's see, and Okay, so it's very mixed. So here's what looks like is happening. WB is trying to fire her because at this point they feel like
they should just remove her for
obviously
controversy reasons. They've removed people for less, you know? You're like,
oh yeah,
you're causing too much controversy. We can't hire
Gina
you anymore.
Carano
Sorry.
got dumped for just saying some shitty comments.
Yeah.
And so here's what it looks like. It looks like WB is like, yeah, we're pretty comfortable with firing her, but the director James Wan is like, oh no, like please don't. And
No.
there's like a power struggle there.
Power struggle.
Yeah, it's
Power
weird.
struggle.
I can't see what you're doing, so I don't know what you're.
I'm doing big air quotes. Don't worry.
Are you doing this? Oh.
No, that too, though, probably. No, we can't make accusations on you. Damn it!
Damn it! But yeah, so anyway, to those that are curious on Amber Heard's situation, she is not technically fired. It's not
Official. Right.
But it is, to me, inevitable. And
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing that's kind of gross about it is a lot of, high level people at WB are like, I feel like there's kind of a split because there's some old school people that are like, oh, well, she's really marketable and like really hot and blah, blah, blah. And they're kind of going off of this kind of weird star power thing that she had
Probably.
like a couple years ago before this came out. But some people that are a little bit more forward thinking and understanding of like, hey, we can't have, like, we shouldn't hire pieces of shit. And that's just the answer.
I don't think they're thinking about it like hiring pieces of shit. I think they're thinking more of the lines on like controversies. Like, we can't have controversy, but like all the other dudes are like, oh, but yeah, yeah, dude, she's so hot. It's like
she's aight. Like, she's like,
I don't have an opinion. I think the amount of internet controversy should just spell, hey, you probably shouldn't release a movie with somebody who has such a controversial, image.
Yeah.
In like the mainstream, right? And so I'm surprised by her not being fired yet, because they've fired people for less who are more famous. They've straight up clapped people for tweets who are large. It's like,
yep.
If anyone disrupts the image, they get clapped. But here's Amber Heard able to do it, and she doesn't get clapped. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Right? Because she's such a stain.
Yeah.
And a piece of shit, like you said. Like,
exactly.
Like, the controversy, like, come on. You would think that they would get rid of it. I don't know.
For sure. Now, I had an article about a kangaroo escaping the zoo in Alabama. And
what the fuck?
Yeah, in a small town. And they're still looking for it, actually. And
it just fucking lives in someone's home.
Yeah. Imagine you're up for a midnight snack. And
there's a fucking roux in the fridge.
Well, hang on. We gotta set the scene. And midnight snack, you had a couple of the puff passes, and you open up your fridge, and you get some I don't know,
some brewskis.
Get a soda pop that you see. I don't know, whatever you're into. But then you go to the snack drawer, right? And you get yourself some fruit gushers. That would be my go-to, right? Get some fruit gushers, hot Cheetos. Hit the spot.
Tostitos where I'm at.
You get everything together, right? You get your random snack assortment together. And you turn around, and there he is. Kangaroo fucking Jack. Just in your kitchen. And you think you're high, so you're just kind of like, oh, this is just part of the experience. I'm going to interact with it. And it fucking kicks you in the face.
No, it's like one of those
Dude, they could
commercials.
fuck you up, dude. They could punch you actually.
Do you
And,
ever
like,
see the commercial, like the anti-drug commercial, where it was like the kid and the dog?
Yeah.
And so it's like, but it's like with the kangaroo. Right? It's like, Ryan, I wish you didn't smoke so much weed.
Oh my god. He looks so cute though. Wow, I'm looking at pictures of him.
The fucking dog one is great. I wish you didn't smoke so much weed. I think there was a video someone
The
did that
kangaroo was
narrated-
on its way to Mississippi. What did he give these fucking guys? An itinerary?
He just fucking hops on the ferry boat up the river.
I'm crossing the Mississippi.
He pulls a fucking Tom Sawyer. He just goes.
His name is Kangaroo Ulysses, a very southern name.
Ulysses. Dude.
Kangaroo Jim. What's like another?
Oh,
what's
Jim.
like another like southern name?
Richard.
No.
Travis.
Sorta. Let's see.
Ulysses.
Yeah, that's definitely a super southern name.
What?
Southern names.
What?
Yeah, dude.
I always think of Ulysses S. Grant. I always think of the Greek warrior Ulysses. Isn't that
Deep
Ulysses as
southern.
well in the book? What the fuck is it called? The Odyssey.
Kangaroo Bow.
Odyssey.
But like
Bow.
Beaux.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Oh, Odysseus. That's why. God damn it. It's Odysseus, not Ulysses. What? I'm so confused.
Now we're looking at baby names.
Now we're just looking at fucking names. Like, what the hell?
No. Anyway, so I'll read a little bit of this article here, and then you can go ahead and check it out on KIRO7.com. That's where you can see the full story. But basically, a kangaroo is on the loose, hopping around a small Alabama town. Kangaroo Jack was being transported to Tennessee, but was being held temporarily in Winfield, Alabama. The kangaroo was on its way from Mississippi. From Mississippi. Oh, okay, that makes sense. When transport crews from B&H Livestock were trying to get him to his temporary layover, he slipped through a worker's hands and hopped away. Oh my
Pull the
god.
fast one on him. God damn.
And not only, he's been gone for like a few days too. So he darted out of there
He's
and
gone.
fucking escaped.
How has nobody reported a fucking kangaroo sighting? Like, this isn't Australia. You'd think the first thing they thought was, that ain't supposed to be here.
And he's like, there's several videos and people are just kind of like, I guess not turning him in.
they're sticking out for the homie kangaroo
Dude,
Jack.
dude, the fucking homie. There's like several pictures of him just hopping around, and they're like, that's.
They're like, where'd you see him? They're like, everyone's like, I ain't no snitch.
I ain't no snitch. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, he's got some strides.
Fucking hell. God damn it.
Dude.
Did you Did you see the SpaceX launch?
I saw something about Elon Musk.
It was a very interesting flight. So what they did is they had their huge rocket, right? It would go up into the air, and it would go up to a certain altitude, and then it would stall out. It would like hover. It was really weird to see, like a rocket ship that doesn't go all the way into space. Like it makes it halfway and then just stops, right? Mm-hmm. And then they cut the engines, and then let it go into free fall, and then it lands. Because it's to test the landing capabilities of it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's supposed to make sure that, they can actually get the thing to land properly. And it actually worked really well, surprisingly. And then right after they cut the transmission, the fucking thing blows up. It's just like, it sticks to the landing. I keep hitting the mic, I'm sorry. It like sticks to the landing and then just fucking blows up in a huge fireball. J.J. Abrams style.
Imagine people were on that. Oof.
Well, yeah, I think it'll be a long time before they put people on those things. Like after that many failures, every single time they've had it, blow up.
The Challenger, wow. Like people were like watching that like on TV.
I don't remember that. When was that?
A long time ago. It was like before we were born, I think.
80s? No,
90s.
90s.
Challenger. Let's see.
Didn't that have a teacher from Idaho?
Actually, yeah, I think you're right. Hang on.
If I remember that one correctly. Not that I was there, but if I remember the
86.
story.
Yeah,
86.
I thought it was the 90s, to be honest, but I guess I'm wrong.
And if I remember correctly, the reason why it failed was because of a seal. One of the seals failed.
I remember watching a documentary on it a long, long time ago with my dad.
I'm gonna have to rewatch. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch a documentary on it to like refresh my memory about it. But yeah, I do remember the Idaho teacher was there. Yeah, on that one. That was a bad incident.
Dude, wow, crazy. Let's see.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a long time before they let people on, like before Elon Musk can have people flying on his rockets.
Dude, it was 73 seconds after launch.
Yeah, it wasn't very long. It didn't go very far.
Damn, crazy. Anywho, on to other news. We need to have like a little chime. That
God
goes
damn
like,
it.
What was I saying? Oh, I don't know if I went over this since we last talked, but since we last talked, I have been to Hyena's Comedy Club twice, like 2 weeks in a row, rather. And the first week was definitely a little jarring because it was a very different setting than what I had seen before when I had first went long time ago. Like in the beginning of when I first lived here, but so there was a lot of just kind of me just kind of taking in the environment and being like, all right, well, let's
I think you did talk about that one the last time we were on.
I was like, wait a minute. Now I'm talking about.
You're just like, I'm deja vuing over here.
Anyway, so taking in the environment, kind of figuring my way, just
finding the bar.
Is. Oh yeah. Now, here's how it got crazy this time. Now, I call ahead of time to be like, hey, when are open micers? Because last week I got a little. They don't really update their site that often, and I told the guy like, hey, can you please update your site? Because I showed up at 7:40 something, and because it said open mic shows you could start watching at 8. That's when they start. So I show up a little bit before 8, ready to go. They're like, oh no, we're doing our main show. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, it's like $10. And I'm like, I guess. And it just.
That's how they got you. That's how they get you. They don't update their website, and then that's how they get you into the main show. Bastards.
Yeah, they got me. So anyway, I prepared. I was like, I was like, hey, when does your open mic start? And it was at 10:30. And I'm like, well, that's pretty late. I should go to bed and stuff. But whatever. I need to do this every week. And this is we just
every week you're going.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And I've looked up other places in Texas and just kind of where I want to jump in. So now I didn't go up. I do have an entire 5-minute set, and I've been practicing it and all that good stuff. But I was like, if I'm gonna really do this, I do want to at least. It definitely won't be great, but I want to at least appear prepared.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So, and again, I don't really care if people aren't laughing exactly, or it's just me trying to find my right kind of pace and delivery and things like that, and just kind of timing and just kind of.
Yeah, you just got to get up there and do it so you can put yourself in the situation to get experience at least.
Yeah. So I went again to kind of take note of performers more closely and kind of what they were doing that was working and things like that. A lot of this got derailed by a very fucking wacky incident. So the third person that goes up makes a couple jokes about I used to do meth. And like, I was like,
Just right out. I like we clear out the air. This is real quick about that one. I like it.
yeah. He's like, yeah, I did meth. Blah blah blah.
Walter
Something.
White style, baby.
He's like, and he says like, fuck you, Roy, who's like the host of this particular open mic, and everyone's kind of like, ha ha, like,
just like
said,
nervous.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, like it wasn't quite there yet, and some guy in the crowd goes, "Hey, Roy's awesome," like he's sitting in front of me, because I'm all the way in the back. I'm kind of like just.
Here's like, who the fuck's Roy?
Who's Roy? But the guy that is sitting with some friends in front of me goes like, "Hey, Roy's awesome," and he's like, "What'd you say?" And I was like, "Oh, like Roy's awesome." And he's like, "Whoa, what are you, his hype man?" And like he gets on his fucking case. He's like,
"Oh man!"
And then he's like, "Oh, do you think?" And like the comedian goes like, air quotations for what I'm about to say. He's like, "Oh, well, like, you think you're pretty funny? Like, do you want to, like, come up here?" And then he's like, "I'm here to just watch." And then he kind of, the comedian cuts him off. He's like, "That's what I fucking thought. Like, I'll fucking kick your ass." And, like, everyone's like, "Ah, ha, ha." Like, then it gets a little, like, nervous laughter. It's like,
that was 100% nervous laughter. I guarantee it.
And like me, I'm just like sitting there like this guy's weird.
You're not even laughing, you're just nervous. You're just like, oh shit.
Oh god. I just said, yeah, I literally, cause like he had like a fucking very serious look in his eye. He's like, yeah, and he's like, I could fucking kick anyone's ass in here. I was like, oh man.
I mean, at least the bar's set low.
Exactly. And like it was just weird, like, and then let's see what happens next.
You're so traumatized.
Let's see. Then the comedian's just kind of like, I think he just goes after the guy again. Like he just says like, because the guy says something again, and he's like. Well, because the comedian said his joke, and everyone's kind of like has like a giggle. Is like, and then the guy in the audience is like, well, that's funny. And he's like, well, what was that? Do you want to like? Okay, so do you want to come up here? Like, do you want to come up here? He's like, and then Ron, the host, is like, they have like some people think it's like a friendly back and forth. He's like, I don't, and then the comedian's like, I don't fucking care. Like, hey Ron, like trying to be all like edgy. He's like, I'll fucking kill you. And then everyone's like, whoa, edgy, lol.
Yeah.
Also, I'm nervous. I'm in danger.
This is like, we need to start packing our bags or something now.
Yeah, it was like, dude, for me, internally, the blood was kind of boiling.
Yeah.
Nervously a little bit.
You're starting to figure out where the exits are.
Yeah, I know where they are. I'm pretty close to the door.
So you position yourself perfectly to get out fast.
Oh yeah, like because the way it's set up is like you got so you walk in, and to the right, is the stage, and it's a big kind of open floor, and then to the left is like this back wall, and like there's some like tall tables. So I was on the back wall on the tall tables, watching. And anyway, so he goes like, hey Ron, he says it like multiple times, like, hey Ron, I'll fucking kill you. And Ron's like, ha ha, lol, like, okay. Because he's like this old guy. He's like fucking, he's like a grandpa, you know? He's actually the guy that did the shitty washboard bit that I talked about last week, which, since that happened to him, I like feel bad now. But and anyway, so it's like, anyways, come get your fucking mic, Ron. Fuck all you. And he like, and everyone still kind of thinks it's like a joke, like ha ha, like because he like slams the mic down.
Yeah.
And then Ron comes up to give him like a fist bump, and the guy throws a fucking punch at him and like connects. It was a weak punch. It was some lollipop fucking shit. But he fucking hits. He assaults him with his hand.
Jeez. The
He
owner
fucking,
of the
like-
club.
No, not the owner. He's just the host. Like
Oh, he's just the host of the show. Got it.
Yeah, of the show. So he fucking pops him, and we're like, and it was just soft enough to like feel like, wait a minute, was that like real? Did he like really? And like some chick's like, hey, that's assault, and we're like, yeah, what the fuck? we're like so confused because again, it looked like not that. It didn't look like a hard hit. It was a fucking weak ass punch. So
Like
that's
a drunk
why.
punch.
Yeah, like a lot of people were like, was that real?
Yeah. Yeah.
But Ron was reacting like, what the fuck? And I'm in the back like, because he's walking. So imagine like, I'm basically in the middle and the stage is up ahead with like multiple tables and a lot of space. So he's walking off to he's on my left and he's walking right. And he's like walking around. And a couple people are like, hey, what the fuck? Like, and then he fucking goes, what? You fucking want some too, bitch? To like some other guy that's like fucking next to me. Like he's only like literally like 3 yards. And then they fucking just start fighting like full on. Like they kind of just grab each other though and like start like kind of like this weird, they kind of like mesh bodies and I didn't really like jump in to help break it up immediately because like they looked like they were just like they were kind of like hugging basically in a really weird way and like punching on the side.
Yeah.
Really weak fight. Like fucking. And hey, I don't want to get into any fights and I'm not gonna do much better or anything. I'm not gonna like.
You're the guy in the background with the phone. World Star.
Yo, nah.
Oh no, it's not World Star anymore. What is it? Oh, TikTok.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna fucking crane kick anybody anytime soon. So
yeah.
Don't worry, guys. I'm not a badass.
I'm just a pussy like everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. This point is proven by me just kind of like standing there a little bit and like letting him fight it out.
Yeah.
Because really, I think that is kind of a very overlooked, I guess, aspect of people fighting in public is you kind of you don't want to just jump in immediately, which sounds weird because like they're fighting, you need to stop this.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, you gotta pick the right time, the right moment because they were like tied up, so nothing was really happening. So and I'm like pretty close. Like I'm like close enough to like kind of have my hand out and like touch the back of the guy that was not the comedian that was being a fucking asshole, just the other guy in the crowd. And they kind of like make their way further away from me, and they kind of like don't make it to the floor, I don't think. But then at that point, like there's enough separation that someone kind of jumps in and like a couple people like they get the fucking asshole comedian, like 2 people look at him and just like, yeah, get him the fuck out of here. And I just am standing there like, I took off my glasses just in case a wild swing would hit me, because if these are broken, I'm kind of fucked because I don't have an extra pair.
Yeah.
So I took them off, but I was very careful about it. I didn't want to do this like, because that definitely would have told him.
Yeah, just whip them off, fold them, put them in the little protective case, and you put it in your pocket and you get ready to
fucking put them in the case, put them in my pocket.
Raise your fist.
Anyway,
Let's go.
But yeah, so they break up and they fucking take him outside, and then like the guy that's supposed to be the next host for the next kind of slot of comedians, it was like, that was weird, because like it takes like 5 minutes or so for like things to kind of like settle down.
Yeah.
Because one guy tries to come in and just fucking like punch the comedian as well. That's like came after him, which like whether or not the comedian was right or wrong for attacking someone, you don't jump in and start punching also. That's definitely not what you do. So the one guy sees that, this other guy sees that, and he's like, hey, man, you don't fucking do that, blah, blah, blah. And he's like chewing him out. And it was interesting. I'm like sitting there like, I even said, like, when the next comedian kind of is like, gets brought up and it's a little quiet, and I just kind of say, well, that was weird. Got the table in front of me to laugh. Comedian's like, yeah, that was pretty fucking weird. And he's like, it's like, yeah, I don't know what was so and so, because everyone, because the comedians that were like regularly there like know him, because I guess he's a regular. But also he's a regular piece of shit. Whoa, Anyway, I'm a little nervous to go back there just in case he's like off, just fucking goes crazy and like tries to stab somebody, because like he has like this crazy look in his eye, like he just looks like a crazy, like, unhinged person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, am I gonna be the one that like shows up? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just here to start my comedy career. And I got shot in the stomach by a fucking crackhead.
Hey man, everyone's got to start somewhere. All right. Some of us start in areas like Boise, and then get invited to Nampa. Never go, but never went. But some people get started in Texas and get shot on stage or stabbed on the stage. Everyone has a starting story. I would prefer to have your starting story.
It is, dude, everywhere I go that's, like, new, like, literally, immediately shit starts happening. Like, when I moved here, the fucking vending machine gets turned on. Like, someone vandalizes it and turns it on fire. Did I ever tell you that that's actually what happened? Yeah. Dude, my second day here. Like, literally, the second night I was here, the fucking fire alarm was going off at, like, 3 in the morning. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And there was a fire in my building. And of course,
you told me about the fire, but not about the vending machine.
Well, like, I found out later on that it was that someone like fucking lit it on fire.
What the fuck? What goes? How? What?
Yeah, I don't know.
What? How do you set a vending machine on fire?
Dude, I have pictures, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to send it to some people.
I am so a thing. Was it like a snack vending machine or like a
soda?
How? How?
Nate's brain is melting.
I don't something that is full of liquid just bursts in. Someone just sets it on fire.
Dude,
unbelievable. How do you?
I'm gonna email them like, hey, do you have security footage from that time? Because I just really want to know how.
I need to know. I really need to know how the hell that happens. What the fuck?
Oh God.
That's like the statistic that everyone talks about. It's like, oh yeah, 3 people a year get killed from vending machines or something like that, right? And that's why. Yeah. Not because they fall on people, because they burst into flames.
That's like a defect that some have. They just explode.
They just have some quality control issues. Some of them just ship with some flammable materials is all. They just start blowing up in random places.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out what would make it explode.
Well, do you? Okay.
Because it was like melted. Like it was like not. It wasn't like a little fire. It was like the entire thing was in flames.
That's so fucking weird. Well, do you remember back? Fuck, I don't remember when, but I watched a video recently that reminded me of this. But do you remember the whale that exploded on the beach?
Funny enough, there's been multiple instances of that. So you're gonna
No, that's my point. Was because they all were all happened around the same time period. If I remember correctly.
So
like it was washed up on the beach, and if I remember correctly, it was washed up. It was already dead. It was a whale carcass, and then just one day it just explodes.
Well, here's what happened with the one I think you might be talking about. Now, again, this totally could be just an entirely different instance because these are kind of common because whales they beach a lot and
don't explode a lot.
They fucking explode, And basically, one of the ones I saw, a guy was trying to like cut it open to relieve pressure, and it like had been building up inside for so many days or whatever, and it eventually like when it had just the slightest opening to kind of relieve that pressure, it fucking exploded on this guy.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
And another really famous one happened in the 80s where a whale beached, and they're like, well, we don't really know how to get it off the beach, so we're going to get some TNT and
yeah,
blow it up.
that's the one I'm thinking of.
That's it?
That's the one I'm thinking of. And that's the one that they have on footage. Yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Dude, that was sketchy.
That was fucking weird.
Well, because what happened was they blew it up, but like chunks of it is still like 40 pounds a piece, and it's fucking hitting people. It destroyed a car.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, it was a coordinated effort because they didn't know what to do because it was already dead. It was a carcass. It was like split open already, and they needed to get it off. They needed to get rid of it somehow, but they didn't know how to do it, and they couldn't leave it on the beach. So the first thing that they thought of was to blow it up. Like,
dude, oh my god.
Fucking 80s,
probably
man.
Smelled so bad. Like,
I'm sure people are still finding pieces.
No.
It's probably biodegraded by now. But like, could you imagine, like, a year later and you're still like finding chunks of it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%. Because like that shit probably went all over into the towns.
The fucking reporter thinks he's a fucking real comedian. We have a whale of a problem on our hands. Like, oh, fucking asshole.
Oh my god.
And like everyone at first was like, oh, look at, like, oh, this is so like, they kind of like showed up to watch this event, and
everyone's like, let's watch the whale explode today.
I would if I was in the 80s and I didn't know I didn't know that it would turn out this way. I also would. Dude, you know how often like
I just
never
watched
see
the
that.
video.
Dude, I
don't want to be that. You're like
no, and again, when I say this, what I mean is if I'm living in the 80s and I don't really know that I'm going to be able to see this later on video, like on the news,
right.
And have it be able to be something I can go back to afterwards, like it's kind of a once in a lifetime event.
I would only do it if I can get like a decent vantage point and not get hit by a fucking piece of whale flesh.
Dude,
rotten whale flesh.
This fucking car got wrecked.
Just a huge chunk of whale hit on it.
Oh, man.
What made me think about that? Why did that pop in my head?
Guess how high in the air that it you got like 3 feet of air that time. Guess how high in the air it got, the flesh got, like when it exploded.
How the fuck did they measure that? They just watched the highest piece?
Well, it's definitely a guesstimate, but like they estimate between like 700 and 800, like roughly.
Like that's where the estimate is 700 to 800 feet.
Yeah, I mean it says 800 on here, but obviously it's not like exact because you can't like measure.
you can't measure top to bottom. Oh, you can't determine exactly which piece. 800 sounds about right. That's pretty high though.
But yeah, dead whales are very dangerous though. Like it's a very common thing. Like when they're dead, like they'll just explode basically.
What?
No, like literally, like there's like an entire there's a YouTube video right here that says why you shouldn't ever touch a dead whale. Let's see. The fuck? Exploding Whale Compilation 2017. A compilation? You mean it's... Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Dude.
Oh, God, what the fuck?
Dude, the name of this episode is going to be Free Willy.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Nah, it's an orca.
Oh, fucking hell.
I want to go to Washington and go to the area where you can find and observe orcas in the wild. That'd be cool.
Oh, I thought you were going to say observe whale exploding. I'm sorry. It's just like the concept. Whales exploding.
I want to get a fucking bazooka and just like be in a fucking one of the speedboats, and I'm just like, oh shit. In this video they're craning it out, and they drop it because it's a fucking whale, and because it falls suddenly, it explodes.
What the? Why do whales explode? I'm so confused.
Oh!
The concept. What the fuck?
Are you watching the same video I am?
No, I'm not watching it at all. I'm not gonna try to watch that. It's fucking disgusting.
Dude.
Fuck.
Wow.
God damn it.
I watched ISIS videos. I'm unfair.
I mean, I've seen the ISIS videos too. I'm sure everybody's seen the ISIS videos.
Oh, dude, and its guts just oh, dude.
God.
Wild.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't want to watch it. Fucking
if you guys
disgusting.
are eating while watching this or listening, I'm very sorry.
I mean, they're not seeing it, so.
Right. Well, like,
don't eat and watch whales exploding compilation 2017. The fact that somebody decided to put them all together in one little fucking group, and make a video about it. Here's every single whale explosion that has happened.
Dude, and this one from the 80s is like the original. It's like the fucking one that started it all.
Which one was that? Was it the TNT one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the interesting one. That's the wild one.
Let's see.
Whales didn't explode until that happened.
Aww. Hang on. I'm not gonna comment unless it's real.
He's really into it. He's in deep now.
Dude, I'm too far. This one might make me sad.
Well, I'm sure some of them are sad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's rough. Ooh.
Now he's gone off the deep end.
Guys, I need assistance. No.
Could you imagine there's a fucking
this
college
guy knows
paper?
It's gonna happen too.
You're glued to that.
Dude, it's like a slow build. And I'm like skipping a bunch of parts till I get to the end.
Your whole YouTube recommended is going to be whales exploding compilations now.
Oh shit!
What the fuck? It's like watching it. It's like watching like a sports betting arena. Whenever they. It
was an elephant. It was an elephant.
Elephants explode too.
Yeah. Anyway, enough of watching animals just fucking obliviate.
I just have a hard time grasping that as a natural phenomenon. They explode.
Like, I'm sure we could too.
I think we're too small. We're too small. We're too small to explode.
That's true.
I think that's a skill only left to the bigger animals. They get to go out in style. They just get to fucking explode.
Nice. Anyway, so I was just scrolling through YouTube, just kind of like.
Now your whole YouTube's gonna be fucked.
Yeah. Okay. Here, I'll go to my recommended just to like read off, and I'll let you guys guess what like I watch. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to.
Ooh.
Okay, UFC. So I'll go through like the top kind of 4 that's currently on my thing. So
okay.
UFC 259 pre-fight press conference, which is the most recent UFC event that's coming up. Fighter and the Kid with Chris D'Elia. Oh, interesting. It's a podcast. And then Matt Ryan, football player, says, "Get fucking set" on national TV, which is actually very funny. Because, on like football games, like they don't like to get the audio clips of people cursing. But like Matt Ryan is like telling his wide receiver, because he's like in motion, but like he's not like sitting still. So he just yells at him, "Get fucking set" on TV. And then the announcers are like, "Whoa." And it's like very clear. Like it's not because sometimes you can hear stuff in the background and like, and I notice it because I like just I kind of
Well, you hear the word "fuck," you're like,
yeah, I'm
you
like,
said it.
He cursed on TV.
I love it when they slip up like that. It's great.
But this one, he's just like, it's just so clear. He's like, hey, get fucking set, and it's on TV, and I love it.
I love that shit too. It's great. It's great. It makes people so uncomfortable on TV. The anchor's like, ooh.
Yeah, because they don't. I like the anchors that like roll with it, and they're just like, oh, somebody's mad. Somebody's got a case of the moon days. Oh God.
Somebody's not a happy camper.
And then the fourth video is Rocky IV Hearts on Fire. And the reason that one is in there, I think, is because I made a funny Instagram video where I used the theme song.
Yeah, I guarantee you it was from the movie. You watched either a movie clip or music. I'm surprised you don't have whales exploding yet.
And then Bert Kreischer. Let's see. There's a lot of podcasts. Joe Rogan clips.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. I figured you watch a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, I have like so many fucking different. Let's actually go to my subscriptions real quick. Let's check it out.
I have like 200. I think mine YouTube is like 200 subscriptions. I got to do some fucking like clearing. You know, but a lot of them are really old.
How do I like just look at the list of channels? Manage. There we go. Okay, Alex Luthor, he makes custom movie trailers. Andrew Russo, he's kind of like an internet comedian.
What are some of the older ones that you have?
Oh, am I still subscribed to William Johnson?
Oh my God, if you are.
I don't think so. I am. There he is.
Is he still making videos?
No, I don't think so.
No. He moved to Facebook. That's right.
Well, now he says I just mostly post my TikToks on here. Like that's what he said.
Oh, now he does TikToks. Okay, that doesn't surprise me. He's just trying to stay relevant. No offense, RGW, or
let's see. Dude, he's
RWJ.
Man, he's still rocking 9.6 million subscribers. Crazy.
Well, it's not like people are gonna go unsubscribe.
Not like me. No, I'm just kidding.
I've still got epic rap battles. For me.
Let's see. You know what's funny? A lot of these are actually pretty new.
Good.
Because I didn't start like really consistently subscribing until like 2015. Like, because I was on YouTube. Oh, fuck. I didn't notice that. Totally sideways the entire time. Like I would go to YouTube all the time, but I didn't like start subscribing to channels until like, you know,
fairly recently.
Recently is kind of relative, but I'm gonna actually go through. We're gonna go through YouTube channels here, and I'm gonna unsubscribe to some shit. Let's see.
Do some spring cleaning. I still watch Good Mythical Morning. I've been watching that one since high school. I think junior high too, actually. And what's another old one? Epic Mealtime.
Oh, dude, I used to love them.
I think they still make videos.
Dude, I remember my favorite one was like the fast food lasagna one. It's like they basically got a lot of different fast food burgers and like made it like one big kind of casserole, basically.
I don't remember too many episodes. I do remember. Don't you do it, cat? No, now I got cat on my fucking desk. I do remember the one where they did with Deadmau5, and they made, I think they made deep fried burgers or something like that. They did like a weird beer battered thing. It was crazy. Them, fuck, what was another YouTube sensation around that time? I never subscribed to it, but I remember Annoying Orange is really popular.
Ugh, gross.
Annoying Orange is very popular. What was another popular one?
I'm surprised that I was not subscribed to Funny or Die, because I used to love all their videos.
I do remember them.
Or like Pete Holmes, when BuzzFeed was actually funny.
Britannic, I think, is the oldest YouTube subscription that I have.
Let's see.
Britannic is fucking dope. They make a video like once every year. It's fucking wild. But I think they mostly do writing for SNL now. If I remember correctly.
I don't really watch PewDiePie. I kind of subscribed just because of the meme.
Yeah, I did too. Just the meme.
109 million. Wow, that's fucking unfathomable.
Every once in a while,
Logan Johnson had a lot.
Well, he got a lot of subscribers because he's been chasing the number one spot for a long time and trying to hold on to that title. But a lot of companies kind of cheated their way past him now. So
past PewDiePie,
but he was the longest run for the longest time. He was the most subscribed individual content creator on the platform, and then a whole bunch of shit happened. And
well, he said the N-word. That's what happened.
Well, that he's done. He's had all kinds of controversies with him.
Well, yeah.
But
this is like the one that
even after that, he was still number one, and he powered through that one, and he kept going and kept going. But then YouTube's just been trying to phase him out though, in favor of corporations, more corporate friendly channels.
Because he's just making the videos he's always made.
Yeah, and now his content is much more like reminiscent of like what he used to do,
which is pretty nice.
I respect it, like I get it. I get the grind, for like trying to stay relevant on the YouTube platform, but YouTube just it was so sad to see, because here was like the biggest, like the most like subscribed person on the fucking platform, right? And they were just trying to shame him off the platform, essentially. Like, they didn't put him in any of the YouTube rewinds, which are supposed to be about the content creators. How can you not have the number one content creator on there? Yeah. And they didn't invite him to any events. My cat is meowing like crazy. It was fucking. He's a fucking wild dude. I stay subscribed to him because of fucking mad respect. He's grown a lot. It's fucking wild to see.
I mean, that's what happens when you spend a lot of your late, and I don't know how old he is, but
he's in his 30s now.
A lot of like your young adult life, if not all of it, on the internet, and like people kind of see you grow up. So it's kind of like.
Well, he started when he was like in his mid-20s. He did like a Call of Duty video. I remember seeing the Call of Duty video.
Did you call anyone the N-word?
No, not back then. The N-word was a very short period of time. That's back when people said it all the time on YouTube, when you had creators like iDubbbz and Filthy Frank on there.
Oh, I remember. Okay, so there's back to the comedians stuff. There was another stand-up guy that was like, yeah, started playing Call of Duty again. Man, I forgot how much I loved saying the F word. And on stage he said it. He's like, there's something about Call of Duty that just gets it out of me.
I thought you were going to say, I'm so glad I could find, or I thought you were going to say that he said he missed saying the N-word.
Oh, dude.
Because it's relevant to Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well,
oh my God.
I'll be honest, Nathan, that is pretty much all I got for today.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I got to fucking take care of the cats, or she's going to keep yelling at me.
Yeah. Goddamn, get your pussy under control.
You can't see her on the camera.
Yeah.
All right,
Go to bed, cat.
That wraps up today's episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching and or listening on the platforms. Make sure to check us out. Spotify. We're on Pandora, too, apparently. And I think those are the two main platforms. Spotify because,
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts, that's the third one. And
for
on
filthy
YouTube.
iPhone users. Yes. YouTube is the big one. Go ahead, follow us on and subscribe at the SnoozCast.
Also, our socials on the bottom.
Correct. Also, I've been better about promoting the episodes, getting some excitement going behind them. So
gonna start doing them in your open mic. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. You're gonna stand up there on the stage. Yeah, thanks guys for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
I am definitely gonna be like, hey guys, follow me on YouTube, please. Thank you.
Oh my fucking God.
I definitely am gonna plug myself for sure.
Just do like your whole 5
It'll
minutes.
work.
Your whole 5 minute should be a fucking plug.
Oh God, I'd get booed so quick. Anyway, again, thank you guys for listening. This is
fucking hell.
SnoozCast. We are out.
We out later.